Hi guys, new video today. Today I want to leave a clear message to the community. Don't buy into the Toon hype. They are, they are bad cards and the deck sucks. Now, if you want an explanation, stay tuned. If not, you already got your answer. Don't buy these cards. So, first up, I gotta admit that I was super hyped for the new Toon cards because I read them in a vacuum and they were like, oh, a searcher and a free special summon. What can go wrong? Well, everything, because as soon as I got into Edo Pro and I typed Toon, I found out that all of these cards, all of these monsters are bad. There's not a single monster that is good. And I'm gonna explain you why. First up, I started with a vanilla, great start, and I was like, hey, maybe I can special summon this guy from my deck with Unexpected Die, because that's what Unexpected Die does, summons vanillas. And then I was like, wait, what can I summon? Oh, don't have no extra deck cards. Okay, it's a water, maybe I can summon like Bahamut Shark. And indeed, that's what happened, like Toon, Alligator, and Mermaid are two level 4 water monsters, so you can summon the Ham Shark. Then Mermaid, it's very easy to find from your deck, so maybe the plan has some validity to it if someone is willing to try. But at first, I gotta admit that I didn't think that I would have to resort to that because I thought like Doom decks had better endemical plays. But I was wrong. The deck just sucks. So yeah, with this card out of the way, which is in my opinion better than a lot of these cards, um, let's go into the main point. Toon cards have two awful common effects. The first is they cannot attack the turn they are summoned. I think that the Dark Magician Girl is the only one that can attack the turn she's special summoned, and they can attack your opponent directly if you control Toon board and they control no monsters. Wow, that looks like a game-winning plan, right? Attacking directly, ignore your opponent's cards, and attack directly. Well, turns out it's not. Like, it's not. It's super awful. It's super useless. Now let's go into the card by card. Toon Ancient Gear Golem. Do you see people playing Ancient Gear Golem in 2020 in a non-ironic way? Because I don't. This card's not competitive for a reason. Even if someone is playing Ancient Gear, which is a meme deck, by the way, they usually just play the one for the Ancient Gear Fusion shenanigans and play like the ultimate pound. So if its own deck is not playing that card, and that deck's already a meme deck, why would you play a worse version of that card? Like if you draw this card, it's a complete brick, because you cannot special summon it from your hand, unless you also have this, which is also a brick you cannot draw. Wow, such a great deck! Bye, bad card! Then we have the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, which unironically is a much better card than the Ancient Gear Golem. Yeah, I'm not being sarcastic, it's a much better card. Why so? Because let's say you normal summon this guy, then you special summon this, and then you can special summon this guy from your hand by tributing your two bad monsters. Wow, now you have the ultimate dragon in terms of attack and defense. No, not really. What happens here is that why make the game complex for your opponent if you can beat yourself to that? Like taking minus 2 is the way you win in Yu-Gi-Oh! So it sucks. Then I'm going to touch on this later, but because it's also super bad. So Blaster Blader, when the card was released, like in Larry, I don't remember if it was late 2002 or early 2003, but the card was always seen as a big meme, as a big gimmick for Yugi to beat Kaiba in Battle City. No one played it. The card has seen some play with a troll deck that locks opponent out, an inconsistent troll deck, but even then this card's super mediocre. I don't think they play like regular Buster Blader, they play the other Buster Blader. So why would you want to play a worse version even if its own deck don't like that card? Then we have the Toon Battle Dragon, which is super laughable as well. Manga ryu-ran, which is super creepy and super crappy. and then Toon Some School, which is just as crappy. Then we have the Dark Magician Girl, which is super crappy, but at least can attack the turn she's summoned. Then we have the Toon Cyber Dragon, which basically is much better than pretty much all of these cards, because at least it brings like Chimera Attack, Mega Fleet Dragon with it, and you can clear a free card from your opponent's extra monster zone for free. And that's good, I guess, considering none of your other monsters generate any sort of card advantage. So it, keep in mind this card's super bad, like going first. Like this deck's so sucky that none of its cards do anything. Going first. Then we have Toon Goblin Attack Force. This card was considered bad back in 2003, and it's still considered bad. So yeah, a worse version should make it. Then we have like the Mermaid, which is allegedly a decent card because at least you can special summon her from your hand for free. So that's super fine. Like say hi, but that's pretty much it. It's okay, I think. This is FTK bait. This card's not super terrible, but it's not super good. Like the only good thing this card does is potentially bring in like a Harpy support with it. I don't think that going heavy on Harpy support is going to help you, so Channeler is basically a no. I just broke it for the highlight. And then we have like Harpist, which is might help you search this card and have some kind of floating and recursion effect, but it's not spectacular. The only card worth playing is Harpy's Feather Star, because this card's broken. This card's on the same power level as Maxi, but it's in a bad deck. Remember my last video about Maxi and how Maxi was super good and super fair in bad decks? Well, this is the living proof that giving Maxis to bad decks is actually a good design decision, because Harpies are super bad and not doing anything, but this card gives them some fighting chances. So yeah, this card's fine, and maybe you should play it in your Toon deck because Harpy Lady is so accessible and your deck's so bad that locking your opponent out for an entire turn, it's good. Then we have these two, which is like a set of cards. They suck, by the way. Toon Masked Sorcerer less than Toon Gemini Elf, but still, they're both bad cards. Like, you draw them in your opening hand and then what? They do nothing. Like, maybe they can be a free special summon from this, but there are pretty much non-relevant things you can want to summon turn 1 unless you want to start playing like the generic Anaconda combo, which is fine, but there are better decks to play generic Anaconda combo, by the way. So it's like, what's the purpose of these cards? Like, yeah, dude, what's the purpose of this? Then we have what I consider to be the three best Toon cards, and all of them are breaks. Nice. Why? Because if you manage to be unlucky enough to draw this in your hand, they are dead cards. Great, isn't it? Well, the thing is that none of them have special summon abilities, with the exception of Blackluster Soldier, which is still a huge minus. Why so? Because it requires you to tribute level 8 or more Toon levels. What happens here? Like only Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, Blue Eyes Toon Ancient Gear Golem, and Toon Blackluster Soldier have 8 or more levels, which means that you are going to be sacrificing 2 Toons most of the time to summon this bad card. And then you're going to banish 1 card from your opponent's field. Great, I guess, but think about it this way. The Chaos version of Blackluster Soldier isn't seeing play, not because it's unplayable per se, like it's very easy to play it, but it's because it's bad turn 1. Like turn 1 is just basically a vanilla, and people don't like vanillas, to be completely honest. Like a vanilla in 2020 is like a big no. So its only purpose is like going second, and even then incremental card advantage is not a thing that is super good right now. Like, to be completely honest, we're long gone from those eras where that was viable, so it's all about tempo now. So this card has all of the same problems as the regular Chaos Blackluster Soldier, but none of its advantages. And if Blackluster Soldier Chaos version isn't seeing any competitive play, why would a worse version of that card see competitive play. So think about it this way. Then my two favorite cards. Both are super bad. The Red Ice Toon Dragon is a super break. Like if you draw Red Ice Toon Dragon, tough luck. You'll have one less card in hand. The main draw to this card is like bringing Red Ice support with it, which I don't recommend with the exception of one card maybe, which are these four cards. This is basically a bad tomato. This might be okay, I think. This is a big no because, well, maybe your deck's so bad, but maybe you could play multiple copies of Red Ice and Insight and Fusion just so you can open Dragoon and at least have a shot at winning. But every bad deck can do that anyway. So the stone, what does is summon this guy from your deck, and then you can special summon one Toon from your hand. Congrats! You now play Marauding Capitan. Awesome. Toons are awesome, right? And then we finally have the Toon Dark Magician. Toon Dark Magician is super fun because the card is super bad. Like if you draw this card, you have no way to put it into play unless like you draw the Stone of Legend and do your Marauding Capitan stuff. Other than that, it has no special summon clause. And even if you manage to pull such a feat, or well, you can try to special summon him with this thing and this. Like you reveal these three guys and maybe you have 1 in 3 chance to get the card you wanted. But let's forget about that for a second. Even if you manage such a feat, you don't generate any card advantage because the card is so mediocre that asks you for a Toon card from your hand to special summon a Toon monster when we have already seen that pretty much every Toon monster is super bad. Or ask for a Toon card from your hand to search for another Toon card. Like, man, this is getting absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's not even a generic discard because with a generic discard you might play like Thunder Dragon or some cheap discard engine. But no, they went the extra mile and made the card even worse. Like, guys, this is getting absurd and ridiculous. I don't get it. Like, yeah, it's a searcher, but it's a costly searcher and a bad searcher. Like, we have stuff like Heritage of the Challenge, Reformers of the Army, Denki, Sided Mining. Even these things are super good searchers, and then we have this. Great, isn't it? Then we have these two cards, because apparently Toons have like no identity, and they don't have a game plan, so these cards just help you to deal more damage per turn, but they are complete bricks going first. Not only all of your Toon monsters are bricks going first, you also have spells that are bricks. Looks super good, right? Then we have Mimikat, which is another, it's not a bad card, but it's not good, it's not even searchable, and relies for your opponent to have some graveyard for it to even work out. That likely means that it's going to be dead turn 1, so yeah, I don't know, I don't think I wouldn't play this. Then we have these cards, which are okay, I guess. They search for bad cards, all 3 of them, but okay. You can consistently open vanillas like Toon Mermaid, but that's really good. Then we have a completely awful card. Then we have a great card, which is like a Snatch Steal, but the problem is that it's a dead card going first. And this deck has conflicting ideas, because this card is for going first and this card is for going second. Like, they are already conflicting, these cards, right? That's for going first and this is for going second. The Black Luster Soldier is also a going second card. This is going first, going second, and then like this is going second as well. Like, well, what's the point? Do you want me to go first or second? Do you want me to attack directly? What do you want me to do with these cards? Right? And then we have the Toon Kingdom. This is a good card, to be completely honest. The problem with Toon Kingdom is that it doesn't generate card advantage. Also, don't buy into this card's hype. It's going to get 2 reprints soon. The first is going to be in the special edition of the Duelist pack, and that should be really soon. And then the other is in September in the Dragons of Legend set. So that's pretty much it. We can label this as bad, we can label this as bad. These two are good, but again, they are going first and therefore going second, like what's the identity of this deck. Then if your goal is to attack directly, then you should be playing this to at least prevent your opponent from going off. Then you could play like this and the other pot, Desires, play a Banish strategy, like maybe with Magic Guard set and maybe with Necroface. But again, we're like trying too hard because the deck doesn't have a win condition. So just to close this video up, because it took me 5 minutes longer, don't buy into this hype. Please stop buying into YouTuber hype. Most of them are just trying to manipulate you and get you to buy bad cards like Violent Sphere. Don't fall into those traps, please. They are just trying to monetize you. If you can see the business, it's likely because you are the business.